So we are going to introduce our next speaker. His name is Julio Cesar Sanchez, and he's from the Gallegos Corporation, which is a building corporation.
I have a joke for all of you, but he's going to answer it. When were stone puns the best? In the Stone Age.
Good one. Come
Also,
on, guys, come on, keep trying.
Can we get a round of applause for that attempt, everyone? Thank you. Thank you.
So now, actually serious. So they build buildings in Aspen all the time. So who's the most famous person you've built a house for?
Well, let me answer that question by telling you a little bit of our story. We don't only just build in Aspen. We have a division in Aspen, in Walcott, in Denver, and right now we are working actually in Montana too. The famous one that I helped build in Denver was, I have a few. The most one that resonates with me is Mike Shanahan's house. We've done his house. We've done the owner of the Broncos' house. We've done John Elway's house, and we've done, which is the most expensive house, the owner of Remax house. $80 million plus home. Which I've seen some crazy things built with stone, and really nice.
That's crazy. Well, now we'll hear from him.
Thank you so much.
Well, hi everyone. Buenos dias. My name is Julio Cesar Sanchez. I was born in Zacatecas, Mexico. I came here. Really? Yeah, I didn't really know that. But I came here when I was 10 years old. I lived up in the Vail Valley. I grew up there. I went to Battle Mountain High School there. It's funny what he said. One day you'll be standing here or representing your company out there. I remember clearly when I went to one of these things when I was in high school. It was fun. At the time, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't really know what was going to become of me. When you're a junior or senior, your age, all you really want to do is have fun with your friends and enjoy this time, because time is something that you'll never get. Time is something that once you lose it, it's gone. So enjoy the time that you have right now, because right after high school is when your life begins. Your life is really going to get going. It's really funny that I say that, because when your life starts, it's a matter of what you want to do, what kind of trades you bring into your life. By the way, the whole "I'm never going to use this" to your math teacher, you use it every day out there. So make sure that whenever you tell your teacher, I'm not going to use this this equation or this thing. I work with numbers every day, and I hate math. So anyways, my story begins right after high school. Right after high school, like I said, I used to work. I used to live in the Vail Valley. Went to high school there. Coming from a Mexican background, our word thought as men is work. Work is always primary. You're going to become a head of a household someday, so work is always going to have to be involved somehow with you. You can never be huevón or lazy, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be really about working. So my dad asked me to get a part-time job, which I did. I worked at the city market in Vail. I started there as a courtesy clerk. That was my first job. I learned a lot from that job. It really helped me out to prepare myself to start getting more jobs like that. I started as a courtesy clerk. I went to moved up to cashier, and then I also did video and photo management assistant. This was before iPhones and Netflix. We had disposable cameras and video cassettes that we rented out to people. I don't know if you guys know that, but that was really cool. So after that, we had to move to Denver. I didn't want to go because right after finishing high school, working there, I had with my friends here. This is where I lived. This is what I knew. My dad had to move to that division in Denver, which we just had started. So they needed help over there. We had to move over there. I didn't really like it because of the city. I wasn't really looking forward to living in a big city, and especially the heat. I used to go there every summer just to hang out with my friends and stuff. And I used to remember, well, how can people live here? That thing is hot as hell. It gets 115 degrees sometimes, and it's really hot. I didn't really want to go. So we ended up going, and that was my first time working with the Gallegos. He said, well, why don't you go ahead and start with me, come and work for me, my dad. And he asked me to work for him. I lasted 3 months, and I quit. It was hot, it was hard. I didn't know what to do. I told him, listen, this is way too much for me. This is not going to work out. He was cool about it. He gave me the chance of trying something else, trying to find whatever I wanted to, something that fitted to me, to my needs. So right after that, when he said, go ahead, go out and look for a job that you want. I went and applied to a community college. Because I wanted to become a video game designer. I love video games. I still do. Friday is Red Dead Redemption 2, so go get it. We'll see you online. Anyways, I applied for that. It didn't work out. It was too expensive for me. Like I said, my dad was about working and about having to take care of your own self. So that didn't work out. I tried a bunch of other jobs that didn't work out either. So I ended up going back to the Gallegos Corporation. When I went back, one of my coworkers, he said, listen, you're gonna be here for it. This is it, this is your life. You might as well do something about it. I don't want you to be here as a laborer all your life. That sparked something in me that really opened up my mind, and from that day on, I started apprenticeship programs, which we offer. I started doing those, so I became a mason, and then I kept on going to school, which our own company pays for that. And then I became a foreman, which is really nice because now the people that I used to work for works for me now. That same guy that gave me that advice, he works for me now. It's really nice he says from time to time, he says, I'm glad that you're making it. I'm glad that you're doing it up there. Now I'm working on my apprenticeship for project manager. I want to become a project manager, which is above me, and then there's one more, and then there's division president. So, I mean, if anything, if you would take anything today, guys, take a page from these guys' book. Everybody has stood out just that much on their careers, on their jobs. That's why they're here doing whatever it is they love. I love my job because, like I said, we've done some crazy stuff, and I know it's going to be mine because all those walls that I've done, I wrote my name on them. I literally wrote my name on them and then covered them up with stone. So in 100 years when that thing comes down, they're going to wonder who Julio Cesar Sanchez is. So just think about that. Push yourselves a little bit harder every day, and you'll become somebody. Don't stand around just waiting for something to fall on your lap. Go out there and get it yourselves. It's hard. It's always going to be hard. Life is hard. But at the end, the results will benefit you. So thank you. And like I said, I'll be out there if you guys have any questions.